So this is a update to Mouse Excel in response to Surefoot's video. You should try Mouse Excel. It goes over a lot of the main points. The things I would say is you need to have an idea of what your cost benefit relation is. So if you're playing like a hero like Tracer, you get fine control while extending your range of motion with not a lot of trade-offs. If you're playing a hero like McCree or Cassidy, um, your fleets will probably suffer in precision and the range of motion not too beneficial to you because you don't have a lot of instances where you need to widely change your viewing angle. So consider that and what benefits you want to get. So the first thing, we'll just go over how to install it. Just Google raw Excel, it's the GitHub page. They go into the packages that you need. If you're unsure, just download these. If you know what packages you have or you want to have an updated one, those will probably work. So you're going to want to go to the release page. Version 1.6 is fine. You'll want to click on this first link. You'll get a download. You're going to right click that, extract it. I recommend setting that to extract onto your desktop. Once you have that, you're going to want to open the folder where you extracted everything. You have an uninstaller. If you did try this and you don't like it, you can uninstall it or go back to your default Windows drivers. It's worth mentioning this is a raw acceleration program, so it operates at the same level as the Windows driver, at the lowest level, at the device level, adding no input latency compared to the normal Windows driver, and is undetectable by any sort of anti-cheat, so you don't have to worry about that. So you're gonna want to click the installer. It'll tell you when it's done. Window pop up. You just press enter, and then you're gonna want to do a system restart. Then you're gonna open the raw Excel program. You can go ahead and pin this to your taskbar. So there's a couple different options. So the first thing, show velocity and gain, just so you know what you're looking at, and show your last mouse movement. This is helpful for setting things. You're gonna want to set your DPI scaling and your mouse pull rate if you need that, and make sure your device shows up in the device menu. So you can start with the linear, and I guess I'll show what that might look like. So you might have an offset and a cap and an acceleration curve. And if you set it up, this is what it looks like. So when I'm moving in my mouse wrist range, and you'll want to try, just pretend like you're aiming, see where do I start to come into like my swiping range with my arm or my even my smaller wrist 90-degree swipes. And then you try to set that line there. For me, it happens to be about 15. And you want this curve to be activated fast enough so that when you're performing a flick or a swipe, it activates fully. But um, if you happen to go a little bit into this range, it doesn't immediately jump up. That can be a little bit startling. And there's benefits and costs to this sort of a curve. I would recommend, just go straight to the full mouse Excel experience. Um, you're just gonna set it to a gain with no offset, start from the very start, and this will make your sensitivity feel stronger. So you're gonna want to play around with it and see where you get that nice control that you're after when you're doing your little micro track. So if you're playing Overwatch, just you know start up soldier in your aim training workshops, see which range. So I feel like I have a really nice control. Then go to your tracer, just like stationary practice looking at different walls and see if you can feel like, yeah, I have a nice range of motion here. I don't have to struggle too hard to do my 90s. Of course, you won't have any muscle memory or any technique for this, so it'll feel terrible, but just practice those movements individually. and say, okay, so I will, for example, go from a 2.5 cents, which I consider a balanced sensitivity, to now I'm going to go to probably a 2, but I've gone as low as 1.75. I'll go to a 2 cents, and I feel like that offers me a lot of control and also increase in my range of motion so that I get the pretty much the maximum benefits of a high sense on that swiping. But play around with this, see what feels natural for you, and these are just some pretty standard settings that you can try out just to get a feel for it. Now, there's going to be an adaptation period where you're resisting your urge to do swipes and you're smoothing out your speed of your mouse movements, and that adjustments anywhere from a week to even a month. And yes, to fully get the benefits and to exceed your normal aim potential, you might have to use it for a whole month. With this natural curve, it's a little bit easier to get a handle on it, but that's what I recommend. You just click apply, and now it's good to go in your game. And you can exit the GUI, and it's all set up.